I'm so thankful for all of the trees that we have around my house. They help insulate the house, they help keep it cooler in the summertime, and I just love the view. We can sit in our yard most of the time in the summer, and it is pleasant, even though if you walk about 20 feet on the other side of the trees, it's super hot. So, welcome to Kansas, where the police officers have beards and cowboy hats, and at Fall Fest, the kids sit on top of the donut shop to watch the parade. So right now we are in demolition mode. We had to move everything to one side of the living room so that they can do one half, and then we'll move it to the other side and they will do the other half. They're throwing the debris right out the window to clean up later. They have already pulled up the floor in our historic 1907 farmhouse, and it was actually built on cinder blocks under this part of the house. So they have to reconstruct this room, and I'm excited to see the end result. They're bringing all of the floor planks in through the side window. I have to say that I am thankful that we're not having Thanksgiving at my house this year because it's going to take me quite a while to get this whole house put back together when they're done. I also mentioned that I wasn't going to Texas this year because my father-in-law is having some health issues, but I'm putting out extra money fixing the house in retirement. So I think it's all going to even out. These are some of the things that I save for. And why didn't I get this done prior to retiring? Well, somebody needs to be here, and I can't be here and work full time. There were times when I was working and I would take off work to meet contractors and then they wouldn't show up. So, the way it's working out right now, I can be here and I can get some of this work done that I have wanted to do for so very long. Living frugally allows me to do this stuff. I might not have been able to have afforded this at any other time in my life, but right now I have the time and I have the savings to get some stuff done around the house. If you are new to the channel, I live in a 1907 farmhouse, and the floors are being replaced in two of the rooms. We've already replaced one of the floors before in the kitchen, and if you are interested in that, I do have a video that tells more about the house and all that we have done to it. But I want to talk about saving money for things that we need. So many people talk about not being able to do anything in their retirement, not having the money if they have the time, and not having the time if they're working to have the money. And that's why living frugally gives us so many options, because we have the option to save extra money. So then when we have the time, we can do the things that we've wanted to do. This next year, my husband and I are taking a trip to Vegas for a few days, but I also plan on taking a road trip to California to see one of my nieces. And I hope you will come along with me when I do that. I'm going to do some sightseeing, I'm going to do some car camping, and I'm really looking forward to that adventure. So I'm doing this video with stuff piled behind me. We have a small floor plan here on the first floor, and we have two rooms that are almost completely cleaned out so that we can get the floors replaced. So we're kind of living in chaos right now. But I wanted to focus today on how I've been able to afford to do these things. I have focused really hard on cutting expenses in places that don't matter, saving money while I'm cooking, saving money at home in cleaning, in everything that I do, so that I have extra money to spend when I want to spend it, whether that's for travel or it's for home repairs. A lot of people have to take out loans or home improvement loans or home equity loans to repair their homes. I'm actually using my savings, and I feel comfortable doing that because I got some really good prices on the repairs that I'm getting done, and I knew that they would still be affordable enough that I would have money left over to ride it out until Social Security. Now, I had done a video about getting my windows replaced. I got a really good deal on that, but the girl didn't follow through then to do the second job. And I had already cleaned out one of the rooms and I was ready for her to begin, only for her to fink out on me and ghost me and decide that she couldn't do the job. So I had to then quickly try to see if I could find a contractor. We found someone that we knew that actually could work us into their schedule and has a whole crew that can come in here and knock stuff out quicker. And they were less than half of the bid that she gave me that I thought was so good to begin with. So that is even going to leave me extra money. I can still afford the carpet and the padding and having the carpet laid and still have money left over from the original bid. So sometimes we scare ourselves into thinking that we can't afford to do something or that we can't have the things that we think that we need or we want in retirement. But planning and saving and looking at how much it really takes us to live, when we know those facts, we can make better decisions. So many people are scared and use fear to determine whether or not they think they can afford to do things rather than using the actual numbers that they have going on in their household. I have said this so many times that I want to say it again. It is so important to know your own numbers, know your expenses, know your income, live under that income, and save the rest. So then when you have bigger things that you need to be able to afford, you will have that money. So often we are tempted to spend right to that mark, to spend what we bring in. And if we go to save, we end up pulling it out for something else. But if we can stick it in savings and essentially forget about it and just let it build and continue to do that, then when we want to take on trips or bigger projects, or just have the security of knowing that we can quit our job and that we can ride it out until Social Security and still have savings, then we have the confidence to do those things. I listened to someone the other day that said, I would rather live in my car and eat peanut butter and jelly than keep working into my 70s. I'm kind of in that boat. A lot of people enjoy working, they enjoy getting out, but I feel like I have a really good home base. I love it here. I love the countryside. I love the peace and quiet. I also love to travel. So I'm getting to do the things that I want to do, but I'm doing them on a low income and I do everything as frugally as possible. But by living frugally, I don't go without anything. I just cut back in those areas that I can cut back on without leaving a mark on my savings. And that's where I have the money to do these things. I'm not rich. I don't have a lot of money, but I can live on like $13,000 a year comfortably. And what is comfortable to some people? I hear a lot of people say that you have to have $1 million or more than $1 million. But my outlook on this is, if I didn't need $1 million up until now to survive, I'm not going to need $1 million for the last third of my life. So don't let other people tell you what you can or you can't afford. Know your numbers and you will know what you can afford. So, do I worry about running out of money in retirement? I don't worry about that because I know my numbers and I know what I can live on, and I am confident with the frugal skills that I have, and I know how to make a dollar stretch. So, I don't worry about running out of money in retirement. For me, the most important thing about retirement is having the freedom to plan my time the way that I want to and to have the choices to spend my money the way that I want to. As long as I am living comfortably and living well and have all the things that I need and I'm not being deprived, then I feel like I'm doing well and I'm living comfortably. What is your definition of living comfortably? And I've also found that a lot of times our job causes us so much stress that it actually affects our health. And that was the case for me. I was in a lot of pain when I was at work. I'm still at pain at home, but it's different. I'm able to stop. I'm able to rest. I'm able to change positions. I'm able to manage my pain in different ways that I didn't have those options when I was at work. And at least I have the freedom to explore doing different things during the day to help my health, where before my time was completely planned and I had no options but to sit there, do my job, go out, do home visits, do the things I needed to do to meet my requirements. And I wasn't able to work at managing my pain to make my health and my stress level better. And I look at whether or not I want the life that provided more money or I want the life that provides less money and freedom. I choose the life that provides the freedom and less money because for me, I want what is attainable. I've never ventured out to want what was unattainable. I don't want the expensive cruises and vacations and overseas trips. That's never been things that I have wanted. But the things that I wanted in retirement, I'm able to do. That's how I look at whether or not I'm going to have enough money, whether or not I have enough money now, and whether or not I have the confidence to have enough money to ride out the last third of my life. Let me know your thoughts on retirement and finances and freedoms and choices. I always love to hear from you. Thanks for listening today, and I hope to see you in the next video.